I am doing a quick video because I am making shepherd's pie tonight. So I thought I would show the process of doing this for a quick meal and as an alternative from starch. So what I'm doing is I have my extra lean ground chicken cooking in my Epicure steamer in the microwave. I have it on for 6 minutes. Once that's done, I'll be able to take it out, just crumble it a bit more, and then add my seasonings and pop it back in. But I'm trying to do low starch or as low carb as I can. So I'm instead of putting mashed potatoes on top, I'm gonna do the cauliflower rice again, which I actually didn't even notice the last time, is that you can do these in the microwave. So for 5 to 6 minutes, you throw this whole pack in the microwave and steam it, and you actually leave it unopened. So you just keep it fully unopened and then you open it after. I haven't done this, so we'll be attempting it together. So the 6 minutes is up for my meat. So I'm just taking this out. Okay, so this is after 6 minutes of cooking the extra lean ground chicken, and it was a little bit frozen still in the middle. So I'm just gonna use my separator, which I actually just got this last week, and I'm so excited about having this because I've cooked it in my steamers before the meat, and I didn't like the texture at all with the meat when it was cooked. But since getting this breaks up the meat so well. Even just using this when I'm frying it in the frying pan, it works really well. So I'm actually using the multi-purpose steamer. This is the larger one. And the reason I'm doing that is because when I'm done cooking this in the microwave, after I get it all mixed up, I am going to put it in the oven because I'm going to top everything into this. So, and another good thing about this is because this breaks up a lot of things, because you shouldn't be using any metal spatulas or knives or forks in your silicone steamers, because you can cut these. So it's best to use this. This is a I believe it's silicone. Tracey, correct me if I'm wrong. So this still has to cook, but I am going to add my seasonings now because this is halfway cooked through. So I'm actually adding the Clubhouse 25% less sodium shepherd's pie mix. You can add your own seasonings if you want to. I know you can do your own seasonings for shepherd's pie, but this I just find easier when you're wanting to get this done quick. And I'm going to add in a can of corn. So this also will just give it a little bit of liquid as well. So I'm just going to stir that around just so everything's mixed in. And with the seasonings, you want to add 3/4 of a cup of water. I'm just going to add that. And now because I am using ground chicken, if you want to give it the beef flavoring, you can add some beef bouillon, and 1 tablespoon of the beef bouillon is 0 points. So it's just for the flavoring if you want it to taste more like beef. You don't have to though. The shepherd's pie with just the ground chicken is perfectly fine. Tastes just as good. So, and this just gives it a little bit more of a color as well. Any seasonings, if you wanted to add in any spices or any garlic powder or pepper, but the shepherd's pie seasoning adds quite a lot of flavor to it. So I'm only adding that to it and the corn, and then I've got my beef bouillon added in. So I am just going to pop this back in the oven that was 6 minutes. So I'm going to pop this back in the oven for another 3. So that's in the oven for 3 minutes, and that's pretty much all that we have to do other than steaming this. And once this is done, you can steam it in this, or if you wanted to, you could put it into a steamer. I'm actually thinking I might put it into an Epicure steamer because then I can mash it. I don't know, I mean, I guess I could mash it into a bowl afterwards anyways and top it, but yeah, so the meat's in here for another 3 minutes. I'm gonna let that go and I'll be back to show you how it is after the 3 minutes and then how we finish it off. All right guys, I'm back. So the shepherd's pie has cooked. So there's still a bit of liquid in it, but I'm going to be putting this into the oven, but it looks really good so far. And I also steamed the cauliflower rice. Hello.
Hello.
You coming to say hi? Okay, come say hi quickly.
I wanted to want that.
No, because you got to eat for gymnastics. Hi.
My video about the chimpanzee pie.
Okay, back up. Okay, go eat your dinner now, okay?
No, open me up.
Okay. All right, I steamed the cauliflower rice as well. So I steamed it for 5 minutes in the bag and then I put it in here. So I'm just mashing it up with, you can add butter and milk if you wanted to, but I'm not, because it's even just the texture as it's on its own is fine to me. So I'm just gonna add some spices. So just some pepper and garlic powder. If you wanted to, you could mash it up with some butter and some milk. But you don't, and I made the mistake of this because I used to blend it in a blender. And it goes like, I refer to it as hospital food because it was like, it was awful. I don't even know what to compare it to, but it was gross. So you just want to give it a good mash. So I've only added garlic powder and pepper. You can add any seasonings that you wanted to. And so I am just going to top this on to your shepherd's pie. And so because you're not using potato, the only thing that you had to point out was the seasoning pack, which, because I'm getting 4 portions out of this, it's only 1 point per portion. So because it is so low, and normally we really like cheese on our shepherd's pie, I am adding some cheese on top to give it a bit more flavor as well. Okay, and you just want to spread it around just like you would for regular mashed potatoes. And then I've measured out, which you guys all know I always stress to weigh out your cheese. So I have grated out 60 grams of partially skimmed mozzarella cheese. And I'm just going to top this on top. And I'm going to throw this in the oven. I have it preheated at 350. And I'm going to put this in the oven for about 30 minutes. Just so it can soak up more of the liquid that's left in the shepherd's pie, and it can just kind of brown the top and melt the cheese. So I'll watch it and see. It might need less than that, but I'm gonna throw it in the oven, still in my steamer, but just not with the lid on. So this whole thing will go right in the oven at 350, and I'll come back and let you know how it looks at the end and how long I kept it in for. Hey everyone, I'm back. So it was in the oven for about a half an hour. So I'm just letting it cool now, but I'll show you what it looks like. So the cheese is just melted. The cauliflower, I probably could have mashed a little bit more. I don't know if it makes a difference. If anybody's made a mashed potato with straight just cauliflower rice, let me know what your recipe is, or if you did it the same way as me. It still kind of looks kind of almost like the chunks of it, so it looks more like a rice topping, but I think it's going to be good. I'm going to let it sit just so that it can rest a little bit, and then I will serve it out, and I'll post a picture up later of at the end of this video of what it actually looks like. But all in all, this was really quick because it took a half an hour in the oven, and it was 5 minutes for the cauliflower to steam in the microwave, and then another 8-9 minutes for the actual meat filling to cook. So under an hour it took to make this shepherd's pie. So I'm fine. It was, to me, the reason why I wanted to try it in the steamer was because it my meat wasn't fully de-thawed, so that's why I didn't want to I mean, I know I can do it from frozen in the frying pan if I wanted to, but I just wanted to see how fast I could do it. And this was a very quick and fast way of doing it, especially with the meat. When you have it frozen, it's so much faster in this because you don't have to worry about flipping it and scraping it and doing all this mess in the frying pan. So this was so much faster cooking it this way, especially for the meat portion of this. Because I topped this with cheese, excuse me, and I'm getting 4 portions out of this, it will work out to be 3 points per portion. So very low dinner. I did only have mozzarella here. Normally I do have cheddar cheese or marble that I top my shepherd's pie with, but the mozzarella melted just fine in this as well. Excuse me, and I used the partially skimmed. So yeah, if you guys have a different shepherd's pie recipe or any other tips, or if you guys have a great recipe for the cauliflower mash, excuse me, let me know what your recipe is, because then I can maybe see if I can do this up a little bit better. But this is a work in progress. I'm going to test this out and I'll let you guys know how this tastes, how I have it. And then, yeah, I hope you guys like this recipe. Give me a thumbs up if you did. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And if you want to be alerted of any of the new videos that I'm posting, tap the bell button and you will get the notifications. As always, my handles are at the bottom. Stitch and Lindy if you'd like to follow me on Connect. And on Facebook, I have my own Facebook group called Stitch and Lindy's Weight Loss Journey, where I share my recipes, my tips, my food logs, any reviews. I've got a deal section in there where I share any kinds of deals or discounts that I get from other websites, or any other thing like Epicure or Arbonne or anything. Got my Amazon deals, anything like that. Check my Facebook page out. Lots of good stuff in there. And if you ever have any questions or wanted to share anything that may help anybody else out, you can share by all means. It's a closed group, so if you're wanting to share anything personal, it is closed, so only the people in the group can see what you're sharing. And I do also post challenges as well. So anyways, I hope you guys all have a great night. I hope you like this recipe. Thanks.